This is a DGHradio.com news and information United States Virgin Islands weather review.
All right, with that out of the way, let's get right into what you need to know. We're going to start with the most critical information for us here in the U.S. Virgin Islands, the immediate hazards we're facing today.
Okay, so first things first. The National Weather Service in San Juan has an official hazardous weather outlook in effect, and it really zeroes in on three main threats we need to be watching out for today and heading into tonight. So what are we talking about here? Well, for one, there's the potential for some isolated thunderstorms to pop up, and with that comes the risk of lightning. If you're out on the water, you really got to be careful. Marine conditions are getting tricky, so small craft especially should exercise caution. And this is a big one for everybody. A moderate risk for dangerous rip currents is continuing for most of our beaches. And I really want to emphasize how serious the situation at the beaches is. You know, the National Weather Service doesn't just throw words around. When they say life-threatening, they mean it. These currents are no joke. They can grab even the strongest swimmer and pull them away from shore in a flash. So please be extra cautious if you're anywhere near the water. So, you might be asking, okay, what's causing all this? What's stirring everything up? Well, the answer is a system churning away in the central Caribbean Sea. Her name is Tropical Storm Melissa, and she's the engine driving this unsettled weather we're seeing.
As of the very latest advisory, Melissa's already a pretty strong tropical storm, and she's getting more organized by the hour. Now, because of her location to our southwest, we're already feeling the effects as her outer bands and all that deep tropical moisture get pulled up toward our islands.
And get this, her maximum sustained winds have already been clocked at 70 miles per hour. Just to put that into perspective for you, hurricane force starts at 74 miles per hour. So she is literally knocking on the door of becoming a hurricane. And check out this pressure reading. The minimum central pressure is down to 986 millibars. For any storm, a dropping pressure like this is a key indicator that it's just inhaling energy and getting much, much stronger. The lower that number goes, the more intense the storm is becoming. And that brings us to a really crucial point. Melissa isn't just a storm. She's what we call a rapidly intensifying threat. Forecasters are expecting her to strengthen significantly and to do it very, very quickly. This timeline from the National Hurricane Center really tells the whole story. Within just 12 hours, she's forecast to be a Category 1 hurricane. But look at that jump. By 36 hours from now, they expect her to be a Category 3. That's a major hurricane. And by Monday, she could peak as a powerful Category 4 storm with 155-mile-per-hour winds. The leap in destructive power there is just enormous. And the forecasters are being very direct about this. They're saying that rapid strengthening is imminent. Now, while the core of the storm is projected to stay west of us, its growth into a major hurricane is absolutely going to have widespread effects on the weather across our entire region. Okay, so let's bring it all back home. How is all of this going to impact your specific weekend forecast right here in the islands? All right, so the crucial thing to know for your weekend is an increasing chance of rain and thunderstorms. Today, St. Thomas and St. John are looking at a 40% chance of rain, while it's a bit drier over in St. Croix at 20%. But you can see right here how those rain chances jump up to 50, even 60% by Sunday. That's all of Melissa's tropical moisture spreading over the area. And yeah, it's going to stay hot, with highs in the low 90s. So what does this all mean for the work week ahead? Well, the influence of Melissa is going to stick around, especially early on. It looks like Monday is going to stay pretty wet, with a 60% chance of morning showers for everyone. But then we start to see a change. By Tuesday and Wednesday, rain chances should start to drop down to around 40%. It'll get breezy, and we'll see scattered showers becoming the new norm as that storm finally pulls away. And by the end of the week, hey, there's some good news on the horizon. The forecast suggests a definitive shift back to our more typical seasonal pattern. By Thursday and Friday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies with only some isolated showers and a much lower 20% chance of rain. So the key takeaway here is to stay vigilant through the weekend and into the early part of next week, especially when it comes to the conditions on the water and at the beach. And that really leaves us with a final thought. With an active and intensifying storm out there in the Caribbean, how will you stay weather aware and prepared over the coming days?